it maybe lasts maybe 30 seconds or 30 minutes off the battery. So anyway, I'm back. The last show went into a power outage. Reading the questions in the shout box. Sorry about that, Phyllis. Scout Chelsea says, "Did females that you had feared you? No, they loved me. It made it harder to develop the connection since you exude the player vibe, or did they all want to be with you? They want to be with me. Women did not. I didn't want people fearing me. That's not my thing. The only time they would have to fear is if they said something smart to me or crossed me. That's when I would bring out the fear. But I want to be friends. I want to be fun. I want to have a good time. I don't want to have a bad time. I don't have to posture the whole fucking time too to be this distant, cold motherfucker. Okay? And I also remember a question I was reading earlier, something about Iceberg Slim. And his black guy believes I come from the pimp game, and that's actually not necessarily true. I like to come from just the player realm of the game. He asked me about Iceberg Slim. I read the book when I was on the PN. I don't use it. It was a fiction book. I use real life experience. That's why I always ramble on about what I've experienced. It's only an idiot that doesn't take that knowledge from what I talk about, though. Those guys think they know it all and they don't want to hear life experience. Those are the idiots that don't get anywhere. A jazz lover Supreme. Can I be a dater without being a simp? I understand and use your principles, but I prefer monogamy and value faithfulness. Do you know that was actually programmed into you? That desire for that? I say step back, see the honesty of it or the truth there, and then make a decision whether or not you want to walk this monogamy path. Okay? By the way, as far as being a simp, if you're already a simp, it's going to come out. Do you simp now? Yes or no? If you do, then you're already a simp. Doesn't matter whether you're being a player or not. Fizzle. How do you get comfortable around women and keep your cool? What mindset did you put yourself in? That of a player. Okay? Really, that of a player. I reaffirmed that I'm a player. I felt like a player. And a player is smooth to be around. So I became smooth to be around. Okay? All the ideologies I had of a player, I became those. You asked me about the mindset. Also, I don't have a problem with women because I train women in my business. So I learned to get over women's bullshit or that kind of shit through my job. Let me know if you guys can't hear me. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the previous questions that were asked. And I was going through some of the comments. Donald Fonzo, Supreme, I meant the girls I fucked get sore. After fucking with me. I never get sore. Come in, I'm a 23. I can fuck for years without stopping. It's probably the size, your size, man. Try using a little bit of lubrication. Okay? And don't bang the hell out of the pussy when you got size, man. Just got back in the video. Was my question answered? I just got back myself. My power went out on my... I'm using an old broken laptop because my other laptop is doing torrents right now. I'm downloading that series called Defiance. So I'm using an old busted one. and suddenly the power went out on it. That's what happens to it. So I just got back in. I don't recall your question. If you could ask your question again. I do remember the name, Jazz Love. Oh, yeah. Can I be a dater? I just did it. And I just already answered that. So do a playback and you'll get your answer to your question. Welcome back to the viewers who are popping in every second. Again, sorry I had a power outage with this old busted laptop I'm using. Shane, both are, well, thanks to Greece. I really appreciate Greece. He sent me his laptop before he moved to the place he's living right now. And that's the one I'm using, that I normally use. Both our laptops are all fucked up here. We haven't bought new laptops. I bought a tablet, but that I can't figure out how to use the damn thing. I could put up a fucking website. I could turn the damn thing on. I got some kind of weird messages off Google about Hangouts, and I clicked on one. I think I came in on a Hangout, and I don't know. It's a tablet. Can't use it. I use it to put videos on, transfer videos on, and then I carry it in this little bag here. I've got a little jack that I plug into the earpiece socket, and I can jack in separate headphones. So, and also it boosts the signal, the volume. So Jovi and I can go to dinner and both watch a TV show or a movie. That stuff has a strong smell to it, Jovina. Tracy Jackson says, "Hey, what's up, Tracy? You're in good hands here because a Jazz Love Supreme is also a dater, Tracy. So you guys can hang out together and talk datey stuff." Let me send a message to Brother Grease. I'm back online. Okay, I'll be here for a little while. I'm still in Sacramento. We haven't went anywhere lately. Pretty much vacation is pretty much over. I was going to rent a motorhome, but I got the prices. They've doubled the price in the last few years. So that went out the door. I wanted Jovina to see what it's like to be inside a motorhome. I've already experienced it twice. And I wanted, to learn to like it so that when we get old, we can buy a motorhome and just live in that. I was raised in the military, and we moved every 18 months to, probably 18 months. And being settled in one place has always been hard for me. I've been in this house for 12 years now, believe it or not, or 11 years, somewhere in there. That's a long time. It's been hell. To the point where now I sleep outside in the back of my truck. That's how bad it is. Trey says, Supreme, most of the girls have came around me after no contact with them. It's almost like my game takes slightly longer. That's because of you. Okay? You know the people that it doesn't take as long, they have faster lays. So if it's taking a long time, that's because of you. For some reason, you get some kind of benefit out of taking longer. You got to think about, okay, what is my benefit here? What's the payoff as to why it takes so long to get these lays? Get my dick in some pussy. Hate to sound the base by saying dick in some pussy, but that's basically what you're doing. Staying ready. Hey, Supreme, when you was out there in the game, when you had personal issues that you had had you worrying, did you let those issues affect your game? Nope. When you went out in public hunting for women? Nope. how you handle it. Didn't let it affect my game. The game was something that I loved. Why would I bring shit to something I love? I love the game. I don't think you really heard me. I loved the game. I lived for the game. How many guys can say that you really love the game? I mean, love it as much as I did. I love going to nightclubs. I love nightclubs. I love the energy, the music. I love even just to watch other players. I can sit there for hours just watching. I don't think very many people, even on here or even in the community, can love the game as much as I did. So I wouldn't bring issues to the game. Would I have issues going on? Nothing. The only serious thing I had was when this Mexican chick told the Mac makeup chick that I was fucking her. I've been dating her for like 8 years. That was a young chick. The one that I developed my power issues and control issues with. That was serious, but I still went to the game and fucked. I was doing it while I was dating her. I was doing it before I was dating her, after I was dating her. I still went to the game and caught females. So it didn't fuck. I love going to clubs. I love meeting new chicks. I love putting new chicks in bed and exploring. I love figuring out what triggers their nuts. It was an ego thing for me. Being able to conquer women. Maybe that'll make sense if I put in such a selfish point of view, because that's the way it was for me. It was all about my ego. I had to be the best fuck they've ever had. And eventually I got tired of it. It got old to me. Anyway, let's continue. King. Have that issue sometimes that Stan already mentioned. You take your issues into the game. There must be some serious issues. I got really fucked up mentally over the breakup with the Mac makeup chick. It was a life lesson, not to be such a control freak. And I learned to realize, I tried to learn from my shit, that my control was my issue. But it didn't fuck up my game. I still caught pussy. Here's what a lot of guys do when they have bad breakups, and see if this is you. Because I caught myself doing it, and I stopped. I was out with a female. One of my clients took me on a date. She was single. I was single. We weren't going to do anything. I just couldn't. I went on a date with Shelly, by the way. Jovina.
Yeah.
I went on a date with Shelly once. A long time ago.
You dated.
I didn't date her. We went to dinner.
Okay.
And I found myself talking about my breakup. And we actually took a soulmate class together, too. She laughs at that shit.
That's because I know Shelly.
Yeah, you know Shelly. I went over with a client. She had a breakup. I had a breakup. And I found myself talking about my breakup and trying to be all sad. After, or somewhere, maybe towards the end of it, I realized, damn, I actually talked about Sarah. I didn't get over that shit. I never did it again, though. I saw how I looked. I stood outside of myself and saw how I looked. I kind of stepped in her shoes. She had all this respect for me. I was this uber player. And then I was, whining about a girl. So I lost some respect in her eyes that day. And I will never do that again. Because that's my big thing, is respect. We all have these things that we have. And mine is respect. The Unbreakable. What's up, PS? What's up, Unbreakable? I've been training boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 4 months, and it's helped in my game. It's built my mental strength, and I've noticed that I'm breaking down my women with efficiency. Your mind's getting stronger. Your confidence is what it's giving you, though. Trace Jackson, Supreme. Have you mentioned the RSD Tyler guy is one of the most feminine males out there trying to teach game? Yes, I've already talked about. We call them woman hips here in my home. Jovi said that guy has woman hips. Yeah. He actually got a person like Jovina to work with him, image consultant, and they start putting him in longer coats and also changed his dress, had him cut his hair. That's why he did the whole change. And it made him look more masculine. So good look on to Tyler for that one. Because even though the guys on his forum were ragging about that shit. Now, Tyler's next person I'll be analyzing in my game series. I'll tell you guys how he, got his legs. What's his game secret? What does he do that's different? And I'll be looking at some videos of his again and reanalyzing them. I did it before, but I talked about how when he was in LA, he would hire VIP, hire limo and all that kind of stuff. And they had that little mansion down there. The mansion was filthy. A bunch of dudes living in this big house, paying all that rent too. But it was impressive to the females. And I'll talk about it in my upcoming video. A jazz lover supreme. I had a lot of female friends. I remember you consider that feminine. Is it okay as long as I conduct myself as a man in and out of my relationship? I'm sorry, Jazz, but that's just not normal male behavior. Sorry. I'm not saying drop your friends, but that's not normal male behavior. It's not masculine. That's something that was done to you. Will you please do the research and see how that was a program that was done to you? Like someone came up and slapped you in the face. They did something to you. Or let's say somebody tricked you. Okay, does that make sense? They tricked you into that behavior. Google the feminization of males, and you'll see that's one of their things. That's one of the goals. They wanted you to feminize yourself like that. Okay? Thanks for not getting pissed off about it. A lot of guys get pissed off and they want to, start trolling and shit and getting angry. As long as you, recognize it was something done to you, if you want to continue the behavior, that's up to you. Like blacks and weed, that's something that was done to us. And it's amazing how many blacks will, after they hear that, on this channel, will still smoke weed. They're addicted. They can't let it go. Which is another thing that was done to us. But they won't stop. I get pissed somebody did some shit like that to me. Got in my head and tricked me. Changed my masculine behavior. Changed my manly behavior. I'd be pissed. Michael Nolan, Spring. The Simpsons, Homer, I've noticed acts feminine around Marge sometimes. Never noticed it. I used to watch the show when it first came out, and I've seen the movie versions of it. I've seen some of the episodes. Never noticed it. He's not the most masculine. He's just a fat dude. I don't know. I never really analyzed a cartoon like that, though. Mr. Burns, have you seen those? Please approve of Mr. Burns. No. Subliminal messages in The Simpsons before. Simpsons, as far as subliminal message, has got a gang of them. Those cartoonists, they love to put their shit in our cartoons. Their own issues. Oh, so the guy who's studying personal trainer, here's an example of a flyer that I created. Let me just keep my phone number out of there. Okay, that's the example of a flyer that I created. Now, all you gotta do is make it that big, shrink everything down, move the girl, shrink her up, title, benefits, phone number. Okay? Let me know if you can't hear me okay, because I'm not getting a light on my microphone. But, hold on. Fuck, it's coming off over there. I think I know how to set it up. Hold on, fellas. I'm gonna change mics. Default. That's for speakers. Okay, that's cool. We'll leave that alone. Settings. Let's go to audio. Fuck. Damn. Nope, don't want that. I've got a lot of different audio compressors on this old ass motherfucker. A lot of cable output stuff because I was using this program that I'm using now, but they had a lot of different shit you had to set up a long time ago. I guess I'll just have to figure out next time. We'll leave it alone for now. Okay, next question. Supreme, I just recently quit smoking weed after doing it for so long. Congratulations, King. You'll see a difference. Your mind's gonna wake up. It was hard, but I did it. I know it's hard. They got us. Plus the stuff they put in the weed these days, the chemicals they use, it bonds with the melanin in our bodies, so it makes it twice as addictive. They deliberately wanted blacks to get addicted to weed, and it worked. They made that shit. These so-called engineers made that shit so that we would buy more weed. Blacks buy weed. We smoke weed. But guess who smokes more weed than we do? Yeah. But their weed doesn't make them addicted. Or the chemical doesn't bond with the melanin in their bodies, making it twice as addictive. They can get away with smoking it and still function as businessmen. For some reason, because of the melanin in our bodies, we can't get away with it. So that's actually a compliment to the white folks. To those guys who think I'm a bigot, I'm actually giving you guys a compliment. The weed doesn't fuck you guys up. You guys smoke weed and still function very well. Although, and you smoke enough and you do get high. Yeah. It's amazing how different races have their own drugs. For blacks, it's crack. For whites, it's meth. I saw a crackhead the other day. I was on vacation. He was walking about 50, they walk about 50 miles an hour. Actually, I was in town. He was at Walmart. And he walked by me. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me like the black hippie wannabe. And I'm looking at him. He knew that I knew he was a crackhead. You know how crackheads want to act like they're not crackheads? They were thinking, does he know I'm a crackhead? And they have that fast walk. They're walking super fast. I'm watching him walk out the door. A jazz lover. I will accept that having female friends is feminine and try and move away from it. Your choice. I want you to do some research on it so that you really know for sure. I can just be lying up my ass. I don't. But I can be blowing smoke up your ass. Find out. Prove me wrong. Women, and I invite anybody to prove anything I talk about as being wrong. Any of the history stuff, prove me wrong. Any of the European history stuff, any of the American history stuff, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong about, I know that you guys don't like to hear about, whites commit the most crimes, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Okay? Player, I have another issue, he says. I used to be one of those self-hating blacks. But in the past couple of years, I started to love myself. Good. You know what made me self-hating was my awareness. As kids, I don't know if we're aware of how we're treated and viewed by dominant society. But when I grew up, I became aware of our position, and then I saw my friends just smoking weed, and all I saw was ignorance, and it just made me even angrier. Why can't they? I used to wonder, why can't they see what's happening to them? Why am I the only one that sees this? And I isolated myself, and I felt really alone. Because remember, this is going back to the late 70s, when my friends started smoking weed. Middle 70s to late 70s. When I got into college, I was a thorough black hater. After I became an adult and also got a job. And I was one of those blacks that tried to prove that, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those dirty ones that smoke weed and commit crimes. I would go to my job at Pacific Bell wearing a tie every day, even though I was just a new employee. New employees just like normal people. And I was trying to, make an impression that I was different. That's all based on my low self-esteem that I got thanks to the black community and myself, because I gave to myself. I really didn't have to look at our race that way, but it's the way it happened. When you see the truth, you see the truth. It's a shame. I don't know why the dumb society just can't accept us, but I kind of get it. Every race is into itself. Asians, they're into Asian only. White folks, because they control the world, they're into white folks only. I figured that out. I get it. So in order to get, for all you blacks out there, in order to get a good job, you have to actually sell them that you're harmless, that you can play ball, that you can basically coon. They say it like that, but that's pretty much the way it is, that you're harmless. And I know, white folks like me. All the white folks I work with, they like me. They invite me to their house. They invite me to Christmas. They invite me to Thanksgiving. I guess I'm just a likable kind of person. I didn't hold any hatred inside of me. I did start to develop hatred when I started learning, more and more history stuff. But I realized the path I was going on, I stopped. So, when you learn about how they made shoes out of us, skinned us and made shoes. They still actually do that today. As I learned from Hidden Colors 4, there's a company in the UK that makes products out of human skin. And I'm like, what kind of human beings could do some shit like that? So it's hard not to get angry sometimes, but that's why I don't go to the black consciousness, the militant ones, as much anymore. If they're all just just hate white folks, I don't listen to negative messages anymore. I like Professor Black Truth because he doesn't push a militant, strong message. He just gives you the fucking truth. Like I like to just get. It is slanted, he's like his white on white crime. The way he says white people or something like that. He makes it stand out. Like when some racist says, blacks, the way they say it, black. I can't duplicate it, but they have a certain way of. You guys know that they have a certain way of saying it. If you're Caucasian, you know how they say it. The blacks. That's how he says it. Tracy, my friends never catch on to it. I noticed. Okay, Supreme. I noticed that my friends' girlfriends secretly flirt with me and give me eye contact. I would never fuck. Yeah, don't ever do that. And he says his friends never catch on to it. Good. Jazz, can you tell me how to get more into my history? You gotta want to learn the truth. And I suggest you start with search on YouTube here for John Heinrich Clark. Also search for Dr. Ben. You see tons of lectures, videos. Now, I ramble. John Heinrich Clarke, he teaches like in a rambling sort of way. It's a black thing. Whites don't like that. You know, in Africa, they taught history verbally. They taught it through, word of mouth a lot. So I talk about, teach through my experience. That's the way these other people teach as well. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Those are the three that I recommend you start with. Start watching their videos on Friday night. Instead of, if you're not going out, learn some African history because they'll give you the real truth. Dr. Ben went to Europe and he started tracking down all the old documents and started reading them. And it blew his hair back. Now he was a Ethiopian Jew. He's a Jew. Ethiopian Jew. So those are the three that I do recommend you actually start with. Now I know a lot of Caucasians don't want to hear me talk about this, but hey, this is the black man that's asking me for some help here, so get over it. Michael, I've spotted the music with the subliminal stuff. UB40, the band, put women on pedestal. I've noticed the words in it. There was a guy that was using subliminal, a black guy. Every time I watch his fucking videos, it gave me a headache. Subliminal stuff gives me headaches. Somehow my brain picks up on it and it starts rejecting I don't know how. It might have been the meditation stuff I did as a kid. I don't know, but it gives me a fucking headache. I would get sleepy after I would turn it off, though. I wonder if that was a suggestion was in there. I don't know. But I would get tired. It would just like wear me out. A Jazz Love Supreme. I felt excited the way you did, Supreme. Glad I'm on to a more confident chapter in my life. Good. When you guys get older, I'm 57. I'll be 58 my next birthday. I look back on life, and we were just talking about the other day how we wish we could just be in our 40s again. Don't end up like that, where you start looking back on your life and wishing you could have did this. The time to do it is now. Okay? I try to teach you from my own life experiences, the good and the bad. Good things, bad things. Okay? And that's one of them. Staying ready, a Supreme. I give chicks 2 months before I move on if I don't get the pussy. Is that a good strategy? Fuck no. I have nothing but disdain for what you just typed. 2 fucking months? Really? That long? I have bile in my throat right now. I'm having a really bad reaction to that. Jovina, never mind. Okay, this is me. I don't like to play. I don't like to play games. I don't like to waste time. Second contact, I'm not gonna go back. Unless there was maybe like she was on her period. I met girls in the club, they couldn't go home that night and they had kids, which I get that. Next time you come over, we meet, we should be fucking. But then, I can see that, the period happens, you get one more chance. I only get one more chance. I'm gone after that. I'm not gonna waste my time. Hell no. It's my time. Okay? It's my life. I'm not gonna waste my time on a female that's going to dole out. I want a woman that wants to jump in bed with me and have fun. I don't want females that can control it. Because they control that, they want to try to control you. If you've been fucking with a female for 2 months and she ain't put out, fuck that bitch. Don't ever fuck that bitch. Actually, don't stick your dick in her. Yuck. I hate unnatural bitches. That's just unnatural to me. They control their orgasms. They can go for long periods. I don't want to deal with a bitch like that. I've dealt with them. I found out after I like boned one chick, she had sex in either 17 years, 7 years. I'll say 7 years. And that shit stank. Didn't stink until after I fucked it. Maybe the condom reaction, I don't know, but it stank. She'd go back to another 7 years. King, A Supreme, thank you. Thank for putting out the names of those. I will definitely check the videos out, and I am Hispanic. Oh, I thought you were black. My bad. Okay, let's see. Well, the only thing I can give you is a black perspective. There's good video on blacks in Latin countries. This Uncle Tom put them out, but it shows you all the blacks in the Latin countries and stuff that's going on in Mexico. You study from black perspective because these teachers will give you the actual truth of what happened down there. Like if you're Mexican, you know what happened in Mexico. But I'm sure there are videos from a Latin point of view that you can study about your history. What country are you from? You want to start with that. Let's see, Christian Gonzalez. Hey, Player Supreme. Christian from New York. About to head out for the night. Today's Friday, yeah. Today is Friday. King, but love to learn about history and truth. I had a Hispanic teacher that turned me on to it. He's actually Mexican. He told us the truth. He didn't teach by the curriculum. Like James Hudson, he's a teacher, I guess. And my son, Donnie's a school teacher too. And they give you the curriculum that you teach. You teach from that. They control what you teach. Somebody puts that shit out. And more than likely, most of the educational stuff actually comes out of the South, by the way, to my black fellas. The South puts that shit out. They're now trying to take slavery out of the history books. And they're trying to say that we were volunteers. Can you fucking believe that? Now, a black woman caught them, and she's having them rewrite the fucking history books that's going on in Texas. But most of those history books come out of the South. So they slant it. It's no wonder why us blacks have low self-esteem after we go through, the Civil War history. They're going to tell us about the black soldiers that fought and died for this country. They don't tell us about the ones that died for the original when we formed this country. They don't tell you that when you look at the painting of Washington crossing the Delaware, there's a couple black guys on the boat. They don't tell you that shit. They don't want blacks to feel good. If you're white, do you see that? What these people are doing to us? They want us to feel good? At least have some decent pride in themselves? It's to keep you guys in power. They don't want blacks rising up, demanding equal rights and equal power. They don't want to share that shit. And they still don't. As long as they control the job market, control the businesses. But those are the one people that went into business. Now, there are a lot of blacks who went into business, but they couldn't get loans. See, white folks didn't get loans for the businesses. That's how it's all set up. That's white supremacy. That's what racism is based on. That's why blacks cannot be racist, nor can we practice racism. We can't keep you from getting jobs. We can't keep people out of neighborhoods. Racism is actually a power system, an economic power system. Let's continue. After that little quick lesson. Oh, we got 17 people watching. Welcome to the new viewers. Hope you're learning some real truth here. And again, I challenge anybody to prove me wrong. I challenge you to prove me wrong. As I said yesterday, the first unions, those are formed by white males. They used to actually hang blacks that came to town to try to get jobs. They hung them. Okay? They were designed to keep blacks out of the job market. It was about survival. And you look at the races, that's what the people who their survival instinct is overblown. It's on survival mode. They want purity of the race. And I get it. As I was saying earlier, every community, stands for itself. Asians, whites. See, we're the only race that doesn't. We suck up. People say I'm being a bigot. Look how I talk about my own race. I talk about it this way so that hopefully to motivate us to do better. Any questions, fellas? This is a dating channel, though. I do talk about history, and it's good for you to know history, because when you're talking to a woman and you know history, she will respect you. Remember, my big thing is respect. She will respect you more. She'll be impressed by you, especially if you're black. For white guys, you guys always, talk about shit you know. All right, let's see what's new questions. Tracy Spring, what happened to that guy who looked like Akon? Don't know who that was. He used to look angry all the time until you called him out on it. I don't know what Akon looks like. A Jazz loves Supreme. I came into my most recent relationship kind of simpish. The way you start, the way you're going to finish. I tried to translate into dominance, but it's only half as effective. How can I change dynamic? You try to buck it now and get all dominant now, she's going to resist it because you didn't start that way. The only thing you can do is start over. That's the best thing you can do, in other words, so you don't have to fight. You can't flip the script. They reject that and they'll break up. So you suddenly not being yourself, and it won't be natural to you. See, natural to me is dominance. Don't know where I got it from. My dad wasn't necessarily a dominant male. My mom, made us dinner every day at 5 o'clock when he came home. And she was kind of subservient to him, but she's also kind of dominant. My mom was 5'10". My dad was 6'2". And she was a black woman. You guys know how black women are. That mouth. You old fool. That kind of shit. So she had that mouth going at him. My dad just got the fuck out. Kept fucking women. Since the day I was born, he was fucking other females. Typical black behavior. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about if you had your father in the picture. Very few black fathers have not cheated. I don't know. I've always thought about that. I wonder if it's been programmed into us from slavery. And maybe these males, no, I can't, because my dad's father wasn't black, although he was a womanizer. Maybe the energy of womanizing is a family thing, though, black or white. I think Greece was talking about, his father had a lot of power in the game, and his father was only 5'3", by the way. His mom is 6'1". So Greece's dad is 5'3", and his mother is 6'1", and his father got females. In fact, he was telling me that he was once a month he'd go out on a drive and he'd go around. These women, hand him money. Some things, they say you got to be born to the game, and I've always doubted that. But in my own biological kids, I've seen the game manifest itself. First, my son Christopher, he was a dater. He'd fall in love and date chicks. My son Tracy, he was a born player. For the moment he started getting his females, he played them. Natural Mac. He was at the Mac level. I don't know if you ever pimped a girl. He talked about, girls getting pimped out on Craigslist, but I don't think he ever went there. If you've been around me long enough, you've seen the video I put up of a brand new motorbike a bitch bought him. He only known it for a fucking week. That's how strong his game was. And I do believe that, there is an energy to it. And it can be passed down. As evidenced by Grease when he went back to Jamaica for a month. His father, broke the game down to him and said, it came from me. And I'm passing the torch on to you. So I've seen that. I've seen that in my own kids. My son Christopher, he's now more of a player, I think. He had 2 women at one time. Well, plus he was married. He's not married anymore. He's separated, which I don't really agree with. He's been married, I think, 4 times, 3 times. So my son Christopher has been married about 3 times, at least.
Yeah, it's been 3.
It's been 3. The first one was that one African chick. Then he was in Paris for 4 years. He married a French chick till she couldn't take him anymore. That's why I have him labeled as dummy in my phone. But don't call that to my face. That's only for me to say. Then he came back, traveled the States. He married another African. And he has 1 son. And he just recently cheated on her and with some young chick. Because he's in his 30s now. Okay, let's see. Where are we? A jazz lover supreme. And King. Hey, Supreme, I feel a lot of you say is too much red pill for these youngins. I'm glad you used the red pill the right way. I resent the community that has taken that. That was actually popularized on the Pimps Network by the kid. I'm the guy that took it out of the Pimps Network and started popularizing it on the internet. Use of the red pill. Like I say, take the red pill. Wake up to the truth of dating. That was on my first site, that was the home page. It showed me, red pill, blue pill. Someone in the Facebook group doubted that, and I went and found the old home page. They still doubt it. They think that this red pill guy is a guy that I think that popularized it. He popularized it on that particular site, Reddit. But don't think, he probably thought of himself too, for all I know, but I'm the guy that pushed it earlier. Take the red pill. Wake up to the truth. Women do the choosing. A jazz lover. And I know you said you start how you finish, but I fucked up. Yeah, you did. But at least you realize it now. If you want to start practicing being dominant in your relationships, then start that way next time. Okay? Know that this relationship that you're in, it will probably fail if you're trying to become a dominant male. It will probably fail. I'm not familiar with switching the script like that, so I don't know how to do it. Because since I was married, I was a dominant male. It's just my character, the way I am. Now, as I was talking about earlier with my father, he wasn't a dominant male, and I don't know where it came from. That whole alpha thing. I don't know. Girls used to talk about my pheromones, my breath, what turned them on. So I guess I was just born like that, with hot breath. Those are the girls I also had the best connection with. There's girls that would smell my pheromones, that sensitive. I don't think Jovina smells my pheromones. Do you smell my pheromones? She always complains about armpits. Huh?
Oh, what?
She always complains about my armpits because she smells those.
Have no choice.
Can I smell your ass? Crack it open, take a sniff. I always talk dirty. She's a Catholic girl. Let's see. No, Michael Nolan. I don't think many people are conscious, Supreme, out there about this, what I said. I don't think people are conscious, period. I freak out sometimes when I'm driving. I just told Jovina I'm freaking out. Every time I go on the road, okay, there were 9 cars, 2 turn lanes, 9 cars in the outside lane, only 1 in the inside lane. 9 cars, all turning the same fucking direction. What's wrong with people? I'm sure some of you guys do that. Where are your minds? I guess maybe because I'm more of a conscious driver. I don't necessarily drive an automatic. I pay attention. I look for holes in traffic. I speed up, move over. I get to where I'm going. I'm awake. I'm alert. And people, they do tend to fall into a form of hypnosis when they drive. That's a known fact. But to just line up like little ducks in a row, that freaks me out. And I yell at Jovina when she does the same thing. Because I don't drive her car. I let her drive her own car. She's in my truck. I drive my truck. So I'm a passenger in the car. Normally, well, if let's say we're on vacation, then I do the long driving. But sometimes I let her drive. But around town, I let her drive her own car. So I'm riding around. But I'm constantly on her the whole time. Poor thing. She says she doesn't like it when I'm riding with her. Because she'd rather be a robot person, get behind long lines of fucking traffic, and sit there like the rest of the dummies. Staying ready. I'm going hunting for chicks in Hollywood this weekend, player. And I tell you, you helped me out a lot, getting my mouth open to be more social, and thanks, keeping them A1 videos coming. I've hunted in Hollywood. King. I'm Dominican. Oh, yeah, you're a black Dominican. Okay. Mixed, actually. Most of you guys are mixed. I know deep in my roots, I have African blood. Well, if you have color skin, then you sure do. In me, and part Europe for my family. Yep. Spanish. Right? Every Dominican I've seen that did the DNA came out with African in the roots. But not everybody who's Dominican has African blood. Some of them were a little bit more bigoted. They made sure that they didn't breed with anyone with dark skin. Just like in Mexico, they're the white ones, the European ones that they won't let somebody in their family that's got, Indio blood in them. Michael, THIN, listen to you, made more conscious about everything when you step back and observe what's going on in TV. Yeah, women choosing, the vibe thing. It's scary. Tell me this. How did you know all that? By seeing it. You see it. If you're awake, you see what's going on. You see the truth. That's how. I woke up. Remember I told you guys I woke up in 9th grade watching the movie A Clockwork Orange? Now the guy who made that movie, he was one of those conspiracy theorist types, and that's the type of stuff he made. Stanley Kubrick. And when that line, "sheep thought I heard that, because I was like the guy in the Matrix. There was something wrong with the world, and I was telling him there's something wrong with people. I know there's something wrong with people. So I was meant to wake up. I was ready to wake up, and that's what made me realize people are sheep. People are fucking sheep. I'd read a lot of books by then, bibliographies, everything. You guys probably know who this is, but Jack London. I read all of his books, Called the Wild, all of them. I was an avid reader. And I spent time, I guess, inside. So when I started looking at people on the outside, it's something wrong with them. Tracy. Supreme, getting back to what you said earlier, the reason why women test me is because end up saying some really deep shit, and then they test to see if I'm the one. Okay. I can accept that. Supreme, what I noticed is that a lot of men, Tracy says, think things over with women when it's never over, but they become needy because they think it's over. Nothing's ever over till the end. Not sure where you're going with that, but okay. Michael, having women as friends is weird. I never had a woman as friend. That's because you're in Ireland. You guys haven't got the feminization shit yet. It's going on in the UK, and it's going on deeply here in America. Even if you see cool dudes talking to women all the time, even if they work with them, they still are tricks. Though it's common trend now. Jazz Love Supreme, thanks for your time and the great service you provide. Even if you don't have the most views, know that I'm currently spreading your teachings with great success. Appreciate it, dear brother. He also says, you will be remembered for decades, player. Yeah, I'm 57. I'm actually over the hill. There is a phrase called over the hill. And you know you're over the hill when you're on this path sliding into death. That's my next stop. I've already passed my middle years, the 40s. I think it starts in late 30s up to the 50s, then you're over the hill. I'm sliding into old age. Don't have the wrinkles yet. Thank God I'm black. Black don't crack. And I don't feel, mentally I don't feel like I'm 57. I'm amazed sometimes. I still watch cartoons. I feel youthful, but my body's getting healthier, so my energy's coming back. So I'll have that youthful energy. For a while there, I felt old because my body hurt. Hurt to walk around. I couldn't breathe. But mentally, I was still younger. Doesn't mean I want to hang out with young dudes. I didn't like my dad. My dad had a band, and most people in his band were younger. I didn't like that. That's not my thing. Fizzle, how did you stand up from the other players in the club or better-looking players? Yeah, the mulattoes and it was mostly and the white players in the white club were hard to beat because women wanted them first. Okay, I recognize that. But against the other brothers, what made me stand out was the energy and the vibe that I had. Okay, my vibe when I looked at a woman was that I could give her the best sex she ever had, or I will do my best to try. Not simping. So when I looked in a woman's eyes, that's what I was beaming out. Also, my masculinity. I still like a mucho, said the Spanish, sorry. Like a uber masculine dude. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But once I accepted the energy, I became that. Okay? That stood out. The confidence level that I had also set me apart. And what gave me the confidence was my ability to fuck. That's really it. When I knew I could fuck the shit out of a girl, because I had so much fun doing it. And I knew that I would be better than this other dude that's next to me because I own my own business. So I'm different than any black she's ever met. Plus I'm well read. Again, different than any black she's ever read. How many blacks read books? Not to put us down. I know a lot of the blacks come here. We're all different. We're all like the same. Hey, it's a black guy. He reads a lot. I get the feeling he reads a ton of stuff. He's well read. But think about how many motherfuckers in the club are like that and own their own business. See, that gave me confidence. So basically it was my confidence level that made me stand out against these other guys. Taller, lighter skinned, or just better looking guys. I knew that I was tall enough than most of the chicks in there. So I had that down. That was one thing that I didn't have to worry about. And I do know that, for guys who aren't as tall, that you do struggle a little bit. There's a limit to the females that you can date, which is fine because those limits of females I can date in the white clubs. Same thing. Now, when I met Jovina, it was a mixed club. Older whites, older blacks. That's the kind of environments that I started going to at the end of my game. D. Hodge, damn right. Black don't crack. Yeah, that's right. Hodge, he's in, I think in your 40s, right? Yeah, he's in his 40s. We look younger. And that's because of the melanin in our skin. The sun is very harsh on the dominant society people. That's Caucasian folks. The sun's very harsh on you guys. If you're young, you need to learn to stay out of the sun. Also, your race, you tend to get the neck, skin on the neck that hangs like that turkey thing. Men and women, as you get older, your skin just gives up and it hangs. But the sun, it makes all the wrinkles. Jovina, because of the black in her blood, she just now is starting to get it. She's 53, going on 54. In fact, she'll be 54 in 2 months, so she's basically 54. And I was just commenting, that's why she just went out today. She bought fucking $170 worth of facial products. Because I said to her about her crow's feet and shit. But I noticed that, you know, she's aging like traditional Caucasian people. They do it in their 40s. And since I've noticed she's become anemic, so she's not as dark as when I met her. She was actually tan brown when I met her. $25 Jai, what's up? Player, what's up? J10. I see you blowing up again, Sensei. What's up, J10? Good to have you on board. Did you get laid yet? Michael Nolan, have you read the book, The Way of the Superior Man Supreme? I have that book. I had that book on PDF. At the time, it wasn't for me. It was dominant society people stuff. It didn't take with me. Maybe now that I'm older, because I got it when I was like 47 or something like that. It's been around for a long time. I didn't like what they're saying. Plus, I was a player. Okay? A Mac-and-ass player. We'll put it like that. And I only wanted to listen to player shit. I don't listen to their ideology stuff. Michael says white skin scars easily as well. No, black skin scars worse. I don't keloid, but there's this thing called keloid. Now, here's something that's interesting. I had a client. Her father was Brazilian. He's part black. And her mother was Portuguese, from Terceira. She had brown skin. Her ex-husband also had dark skin. They produced a blonde-haired, blue-eyed daughter. The second daughter came out, you know, not as fair, but with curly hair. But she keloids, which is the black thing. Keloids are when we scar, our skin raises up in these puffy, it gets around the scar, it gets puffy, it sticks up. You'll see guys who get the earrings with these big skin tags hanging off them. That's keloid. I think because of my dad, I don't get keloids. That man had a taste for black pussy and married my dad's mom. He liked them dark-skinned. The mom said, darker the beer, the sweeter the juice. Them dark-skinned sisters got some sweet juice. Pure melanin. How do these old fucks know this shit, though? Like, I'm amazed. Last night I was talking about, I wanted to talk about the Muslims have a belief of some guy named Yaqub, and that Yaqub created the white race 6,600 years ago. Now, new science has found, I don't know how they knew this. It's before science came out. But the Caucasian race is now 6,600 years old, apparently, according to some new scientific fact. I don't believe in Yakub grafting and took all these blacks on an island, 65,599 blacks on an island, and only let the lighter skinned ones with each birth, have kids. That's just dumb. It makes sense. That's what Hitler was trying to do. But we know that our Caucasian brothers, Michael Nolan, Jovina, they came out of the last ice age. Michael, that's made keloids. Never seen it. I think Seal had it. Yes, that's the scarification. Those scars, those puffy scars, those are keloids. Thizzle, did you keep girls around that were playing the game too? Yeah, I did. Or if they had a bunch of dudes? Yeah. I appreciate female players because they knew the game. And how did you deal with the high maintenance chicks? I didn't. I'm not going to deal with a high maintenance chick when a chick that's much lower is available. High maintenance chicks are usually the smoking hot ones. I don't care if they're smoking hot. I'm not going to deal with that shit. My girl Susan, she was smoking hot. She won the most physically fitness contest in Sacramento. Another one, Michelle, I'll leave her last name out of it. I was talking to one of my clients about her, and he actually knew her father. He's famous in real estate. But she had her own swimsuit contest. She was high maintenance. She had guys paying her or giving her money. The SUV that she drove, a dude bought it for her. I think he was an Arab. Bought it for her. It was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I didn't put up with the shit. I shitted on both of them, treated them like they were shit, put them down about their looks, made fun of them. Susan and I called her bird-headed. Okay? I clowned them. That took a lot of energy. You have to bring those big heads down to earth. The Michelle Vest, she was dating one of the Kings players. Actually, I was his stunt double. And he was married. I keep his name nameless now I think about it. I did a commercial for one of the Kings player. We actually looked alike when I was skinny. I also looked like Michael Jordan when I was skinny. I can show you proof. I've got an old photo. The pointiness in the chin, the head, the bald head. Jai, how did you start conversation with females when you first stopped being an introvert? I didn't. I wouldn't start dancing with them. Then we started conversations. And usually, a lot of times there was a girl asking me, so is this your first time here? Or they'd ask, so what's your name? Or I would do it. But usually a lot of girls would ask me, especially when I was at America Live. I was the club dancer. Girls would love to get up on the box, show off to their friends, or dance with the bald black guy with the double earrings, the sexy dude up there. And that's why I like being, the sexy kind of guy. So it started with the opening the mouth. What's your name? I always forgot. Next morning I asked my boy Craig, I'd give him the eye signal to get her name when she came out of my bedroom. And we all go to breakfast. Let's see, 25. I know you said get the life story, but I still draw blanks sometimes. Can't think of a way to say it. Say what? I'm not. When you get a life story, you're asking questions. Okay, Jai, you've had a friend in your life, 25 Jai, right? You guys found out about each other. You found out, let's say you were from Cleveland and he was from Detroit, and you both went to St. John's Elementary School or whatever with the same name or something like that. You have something in common. You both had, let's say, a football coach named Bates or something, or you find things that you have in common. That's all conversation really is. Just find those common points of interest. Tracy, did you like the show Jessica Jones? Yes, I did. Because Luke Cage fucked the shit out of Jessica. Yes, he did. Being mixed race, I always want to see mixed couples in a successful relationship. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen very often, but yeah. As brothers, we're too hard to, we keep cheating on chicks. Was your father in the picture, Tracy? Did your parents stay together? Now, I know you're over in the UK. Things are different, but here in America, very few. Very few. Hell, very few in the black community, too. Michael, the belly dancer chick was Cracker. You showed Cracker means hot in Ireland. Oh, yeah, she was. She was considered hot over here, too. You ever thought of being a pimp? I did call girl stuff, staying ready. It's not real pimping. And yeah, I did. My market was college frat parties. Because the girl I was using was 22 years of age. I was 42 years of age. And I've shared with you an old email that I still used of hers. Let's see. Hold on, see, fellas. Give me 1 minute. Doing a search right now. May I be allowed to share with you something that will show you how I ran my game back then? Her email to me. The girl I started doing call girl stuff with. She was so intelligent. I don't seem to be able to call you right now since I am continuing to have problems with my cell phone. And you won't answer when I try from another phone. I don't pick up calls I don't recognize. See, I did it back then. I still do it today. I really wish I could hear your voice. I've been thinking a lot. I reread your most recent emails, and I can totally see where you're coming from. She used to use women also. She had women paying her. I've asked myself those very same questions. What draws me to him? Why? What would happen if the feelings were reciprocated? Despite the barrage of questions that may float through my head. Now, I'm reading this on an old text notepad, so it's not very big. I don't see any glasses around me, so bear with me. I do know that my feelings for you are real, that they are vividly clear to me. She was Mexican. Notice her command of English language. I know that I am quite young, Chris. Her grammar's perfect. At 22, mentally, I am on perpetual overdrive. Kids my age are still trying to find their place, fumbling for a purpose. I talk about purpose with her, stuff like that. She was intelligent. My collection of thoughts and experiences, although 22 years in the making, are still ripe. My brain like a vast field preparing for harvest. The fork, which cultivates my mind, seems to be very old and rusted at times, but it is adamant in its perseverance. Had old ideas, old-fashioned shit. Do you see how I operated my game? Oh, I was old school. I came at young chicks old school. Constantly probing. Constantly probing her mind. That's how deep I ran my game. If you study Grease's game, that's how deep he runs his game. Attempting to show me who I am. Didn't I tell you I made fun of bitches? I showed them themselves because I thought it was comical. When like Susan get out the skirt, out of the car in her mini skirt, she'd like adjust herself. So I started, pretending like I was adjusting my dress and do a little wiggle hop. She laughed, but I'm showing it to herself. Bitch, you take yourself too damn serious. Okay. Everything I tell you guys is the honest truth. I only give you the truth as I'm sharing with you right now. And I should have actually did a screen capture so you read along with me. Ask me next time and I will. Okay? So, my collection of thoughts, experiences, right? My brain, adamant in its perseverance, constantly probing, attempting to show me who I am by unearthing pieces of me that to myself are yet to be discovered. What does that say to you? If you're smart enough, you can see what it says. But some of you guys, you're kind of dense in the head. It shows that I had a mastery of her mind. I'm uncovering shit she don't even know about herself. Now, this was a 22-year-old hot Latin chick with the big old J-Lo butt. And Latins, the ones have the white skin, the pretty faces, that long black hair. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. I will be the first to admit that I am not all-knowing, yet I am proud of my levels of intelligence, of my flexibility, my open-mindedness, and my eagerness to learn. That's what I like as a female that wants to learn. Think about you daters, what you got to deal with in your little datey shit. I got bitches learning from me because I'm the master. Nothing less, nothing more. I am smart enough to question myself. There's actually a Latin chick writing like this. Bright enough to look forward rather than sit blindly in the midst of mediocrity. Unmoving. Most chicks sit in the middle of mediocrity, unmoving. But Chris, I, in all caps, know how I feel about you. It's only because I shit on her. I didn't take her shit. She fell in love like that. I talked shit to her. I doubted her. That's why and I also mind fucked her with my emails. That's when I was deep in the game. The doctor bitch. She reread and read my emails and went to the bathroom and whacked off. She was able to squeeze her. She was a nymphomaniac. She could squeeze her legs and get off. As much as I try to deny myself these feelings, the utter bliss of being absorbed by you. She's the second woman that ever said something like that. The other one said I engulf women. I engulfed her. How's your energy when you meet women, when you talk to them? Is it bigger than life? Powerful? Or are you one of these little squirmy rats trying to nibble at some cheese? You have her up on a pedestal because she's fucking hot. Now you see my disdain towards guys that worship females' hotness. I just had to counsel one of my guys I'm coaching. He was telling me that, she was like a 9 out of 10. And I wrote back to him, I don't give a fuck. Basically, I don't care. That's not what's important. It's the fact that you actually was engaged with the female. I can't stand when you guys do that shit. It's the lowest form of sucker game is get caught up in just her looks. You sell your balls. You don't come in like a master. You come in like a rat. A fucking rat. Nibbling some fucking cheese. Instead of owning the bitch. The point, Chris, is that I, all capitals, know I don't know everything. I'm not ignorant. I challenged her. But Chris, I know how I feel about you. As much as I try to deny myself these feelings, the utter bliss of being absorbed by you, I know that I love you. But honey, making those proclamations to you do not bind you. She's giving that freedom. She accepted my contract. She knew what I was. She knew what the fuck I was when she met me. She's the one that got me into the game. She went down to Southern Cal, and I showed you guys before. This was a $100 book. She got that for me. Pimpnosis, because I wanted to get into the pimp game. She had been in that game as a kid. She studied it with that mind of hers. I was actually really just along for the ride, pretty much. Just telling you what to do. Continuing. Or in any way force you into coupledom. See? I could fuck her anytime I wanted to. I truly want you to be happy. I may not be conveniently lame or dumb. Trying to insult my other females, huh? Probably not so easy to deal with at times, but the point is, I want to be real with you. She was my most challenging because of her intelligence. I want my existence to complement yours and vice versa. I know that I put up walls and masks that shout, I am tough, not easy to handle. Yeah, and I saw through them. Have too much going on, but that was all in self-defense. We both have fears, you see. But don't deny my feelings, Chris. I deny the feelings. I put it down. I did all kinds of shit. Don't deny that I've fallen in love with you because everything I do, now listen, how many of you women, everything I do, even if the action is seemingly all my own, you are in it. What kind of effect are you having on your females, fellas? Now you see where I come from, and now you see why I kind of look at the daters. I know what they're going to go through. They're going to do that normal thing, that datey thing. And if that's you, cool, knock yourself out. That wasn't for me. Now, do you see how easy it was to just jump into doing some call girl shit with her? She's already, pimping dudes. She had a Mexican dude paying her. She had a chick, I think she was Mexican or a white chick, since she was sleeping with. She was bisexual. She stopped sleeping with girls after me. That's why I realized that the reason why a lot of women do that, because their needs aren't getting met. Guys do it the old, put them on their knees and hit it from the back, watch the ass swing, spank the ass, and bust a nut. And it kind of surprised me because, she was dating a Mexican dude. I thought Mexican guys were all about passion and stuff like that. I learned they're not. And that they're doing the old in and out too. So she got her needs met through me. Fizzle, how did you handle situations where you're at the club and with other chicks and seeing girls that were on the team that you already fucked? Any altercation ever happened? Yep. Let me go back. Where are my documents? Let's see, where was this? I am convos? Yeah. Okay. I read something to you fellows recently, coming out from a girl named Candy. She saw me and Jovina at the club, and I told her, I'm going out with Jovina. She showed up, mean mugged us, then left. Go find that video. Good video. A lot of game in that video. She also tried to, before I had met Jovina, she also tried, actually it was during that time period. Who did it? one of those girls, I had a bunch of girls to see. One of them found, I guess they got into my email account. And they found the emails to the chick. So there was 3 of them talking. And there was one named Robin. Yeah, this must have been before Jovina. And we got someone at the door. They were all talking together and trying to warn Robin about me. I fucked Robin because of that. Ah, good. Fat bastard and shithead. They all want to come in. Okay. Cats are here. So, yeah, they tried. She tried that shit. The final straw was she did something. I can't recall what it was, but I fired her. So I've been in the clubs in my American Live days. I used to pull girls from there every week, and those girls show up looking for me again, and they see me with other chicks. I ignored them. Team members weren't. I learned that it's best that you float around clubs because that led to that type of situation. A lot of times I'll tell the team members, I'm not going out tonight. I'm going to go see my kids. I lied. Now go out. That avoided that. But a couple times, if they showed up with someone else, they ain't got nothing to say. I don't recall that ever happening, but if they ever showed there with someone else, they ain't got nothing to say. But I did have females come back the next week with their friends and see me up there. And I've been busted in lies before. Happens. But they stayed on the team. That's the best thing. They just learned the place. That's back in my middle 30s before I learned to become a total master. That's why I was just fucking. Let's see. Tracy, how come, as well, Supreme, I get a lot of attention from white women? It's more secretive from them, though. I need to learn how to take it forward with them. They like the way you look. Remember, you're half caste. I hate that term. I'm sure you do as well. But that's what they say in England. When they're half white, they're half caste. They're half as good. But, hey, they want a little bit of, how do you say that? A little bit of coffee and I don't know in their milk. Something like that. Basically, they want to try some darkness, but they don't want to go too dark. They're afraid of the real thing. No offense to you.
Cream in their milk, in their coffee.
No, that's when cream in their coffee. No, I guess they want some cream in their coffee. You got your coffee, you got some cream in it, so they want some cream in their coffee. Thank you, Jovina. Tracy, and yeah, my dad is in the picture and has always been there. That's why your dad's white. My parents broke up when I was 3. Oh, they did. Okay. Your dad was white, right? That means you're like my dad. No, but my dad also had Native American blood. His father was white and native. He had those big ears and that big schnoz thing. Little man. He's like 5'4". Did you beat crackers in the club when you worked in? Yeah, in the studio. When I worked in which studio? When I worked at the dance studio, I met a lot of fine chicks in the studio, and also would see them out at the clubs. But I also met a lot of fine chicks at the clubs. That was my American Live days. Remember, I was also a club dancer. I got my own stage. I got in for free. I got my own speaker box to dance on. I don't know if you guys know how much power that gave me. It's when America Live closed that I had to learn to have the real game. I couldn't use dance game. I've talked about that before. During that time period, my game was dance game. I was a good dancer. I at the time, Madonna was popular and all that sexual stuff she was doing in her videos. And I was doing similar shit. Just going off. strippers were becoming popular to learn their little tricks. They hadn't learned to flip chicks over like the acrobatic stuff they do nowadays, but it was coming. But I danced with chicks like I was grinding on them, and I'd flip them around, I'd turn them around, I'd put the head down there and make them pretend like they're sucking my dick. I would dance like this, grab my dick going like this as I'm moving, and move my hips, my ass back and forward, all that kind of shit. I had no shame to my game, and chicks dug it. If they didn't dig it, I wouldn't have done it. Dime Star. There's no greater feeling than after sex or chilling with a female and just talk about life. I agree. All the fear and anxiety just washed away there. That's what I love. Probably almost. A nut only lasts a couple of minutes. I learn to extend mine so it doesn't happen so fast. But have you noticed that, Jovina? Like, make my nuts last longer than other dudes when I want to.
When you want to, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering if you ever noticed that.
When you cut me short.
So when I cut you short, yeah. Sometimes I cut it short. And I do it deliberately. So yeah, that was the second best. Is the cuddling. I like to cuddle. I wasn't held as a baby. My mom abandoned me at 3 months of age. The Dumb and Dumber were raising me. The two twins. You know Dumb and Dumber.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And they were teenagers. They wanted to go out and party. So I just need to be held. They want to go out already? Don't let them out.
They just wanted a snack.
These fucking cats just use us for food, and they go out. They go right back to the door, stand there, like we're supposed to read their minds. Let's see. Dime Star. Get to know her more and apply the game. Yes. I like women who like to cuddle and lay on a man's chest. She don't like to. She curls up in a little fetal ball and sucks her thumb afterwards. Because it's over. Thank God it's over.
That is not true.
I'm that bad at it. I've gotten so bad at it, she curls the fucking fetal ball and sucks her thumb. And says, Mommy.
Liar.
So that's how you want to be with your girls, is they'll talk shit and have fun and laugh. What are some of the nightclub do's and don'ts? I wrote a book about it. It's called Nightclub Pimping. Go to my store and get it. Entire book on nightclub do's and don'ts. Okay? 25 Jai. Why was your women predominantly white instead of black? Was it because white women are more submissive? I have actually never had a problem with submissiveness with the blacks I've been with. The only one that gave me trouble was a mulatto. And it was only because I said, I kind of teased about her freckles. I said, you're not really black. Look at them freckles. I made that comment. I guess it's an issue for some mulattoes. But it was because I went to white clubs. Also, I don't want to put my race intelligence down, but I found that white chicks had more, because their education, had better conversation to talk about. And my ex-wife is black, and I was going through that stage where, I didn't want her to be pissed off if she saw me dating a black chick. She didn't like, she was still, wanted to be with me. I'm the one that left. And I didn't want to be jealous, because I knew it would hurt more if it was a sister. In the black community, black chicks look down on white chicks. They say, they're easy, they're trash, and that kind of stuff. So, the fact that I liked faster music, I didn't dance hip hop back then. It was too slow for me. I even danced to techno and house music, but I like dance music, like Madonna stuff, that music you hear on the radio, top 40 shit, when it was the faster shit. So, yeah. Depeche Mode. This is all Caucasian music, but it was good dance music. dun, 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 dun. I got a song in my head now. You are, yeah, personal Jesus. I love that song because that's how I felt or wanted to be to women. I wanted to be their personal Jesus. I wanted my mouth to be their prayer book. That's what you say in high school. You know, when a woman's dedicated to you, they say, you know, your mouth is her prayer book. You know, reading the prayer book, when anything you say goes. And that's how you guys want the game, the old school's way. Not this newfangled way where, you know, she whips your ass and beats you up and shit like that and boss you around. A jazz lover, Supreme, I know how you feel about today's rap, but Kendrick Lamar, especially in his album, To Pimp a Butterfly, talks on choosing. A lot of them do actually talk on choosing. That's cool. And waking up to the truth, really. Highly recommend you listen to it. Okay. Kendrick Lamar, To Pimp a Butterfly. He's in the quantum physics, I see, also. You know, quantum physics teaches us that the wings of a butterfly in Africa will affect the winds way up in Alaska. A jazz, I suggest all the brothers here start studying stuff like I did. Be able to have a conversation on quantum physics. Learn what the entanglement theory is and all this other stuff, okay? Because chicks may talk about it. And once they learn that if you're black, that you're highly intelligent. I've amazed so many white chicks. I don't, you know, it seems like it shouldn't be like that. The surprise at the level of my intelligence. Not to give myself a pat on the back, but I was able to talk about shit that they were surprised that other blacks they didn't knew anything about. So I guess it's the way their views were on blacks before they met me. A lot of times I was their first or second, or they just started dating blacks. A jazz lover, could you do so and tell me what you think? Okay, two parts. I know how you feel about, oh yeah, and tell me what you think. Okay, I will. My dad's black. Trace says, oh, okay, headed backwards. So, your dad, they did break up, but he's still in life. That makes me feel good. Because that means that in England, they don't have that program going on to abandon your kids. That whole thing has even reached the Africans. When it has reached the homeland, that's a powerful program. They are programming a race to do that. That troll keeps coming at me. You're a conspiracy theorist. Prove me wrong. I dare anybody to prove me wrong. That will require them doing research and they'll find out, damn, this motherfucker's right. I want somebody to try to prove me wrong so they go to start doing the research themselves and find out for themselves. That's the best way to learn. Depeche. How to keep your heart in check. By realizing the truth, at least for me, that, let me see, you had this fat chick rip your heart out. By realizing the truth that women can fuck you up with just some words. They can emotionally damage you guys with just one symbol. I'd enjoy sex with you because that'll fuck just about everybody up. Yeah. So, not to make your heart cold, but we all go through this, Depeche. We've all had our heart broken. I had my tiny little wee little heart, which is actually a big heart, broken too. When I first got in the game, it made me a player. Susie slept with her ex-boyfriend. It shocked me. I didn't know that women, I was so stupid. I didn't think women ever did stuff like that. Should have stood in my own family. But I didn't think women did shit like that. After they slept with you, I thought, you know, they would go with you. Those are my thoughts from that time period. You notice I use the word go with you? So it was a rude wake-up call for me. And you've had your rude wake-up call. I bet you next time you will keep your heart in check. You've already had what you need to know. Keep heart in check. You had it broken. It happens to a lot of males. Sorry that has happened to you. That's what I talked about, but you guys don't listen, and I don't want to harp on it, but I know that you guys don't listen. I know that you're going to go through it, and that you're going to get your heart broken. And it's like another rite of passage. So how you respond to this is what's going to make or break you or determine what kind of man you will become, Depeche. Not trying to make you heartless, but you know the next time you get involved with a girl that, damn, last one broke my heart. I'm not going to do it with this one. Now, when you start spending all of your time with a female, that's when, because you're a natural simp, it's your culture thing, you will start to fall in love. And the key is to only spend 2 days a week with them and to date other girls. If you don't do that, then you will fall. Okay? You will try hard not to, but you will fall. It happens to us. What happens, Depeche, since you're highly intelligent, so you know about the brain. And I talk about this in the new product I'm going to start releasing next week. How the brain gets wired. These synapses in the brain. You wire to that woman for your pleasure. Right now your brain is misfiring because she's not there. You have to form new wirings. That's why you don't want to just have one female wired in your brain. You daters out there, this is what will happen to you. Your girlfriend will decide that she doesn't like you and she will break up with you. Okay? She will break up with you, more than likely, and she'll leave you alone. And you'll be back here, all of you, the majority of you will be back here telling me about it. And the majority of those guys will say, you were right, Supreme. They do it over and over again. You've seen it happen. You've seen me read these comments. Supreme, you were right. I think you guys got to learn the lesson the hard way. Unless you get married. And then, years down the line, after you get married, you find out she's done cheated on you. Why? Because you didn't master your game. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Can't stand a whiny cat. Stop talking to me. You will be back here and, well, let's just say a hard head makes for a soft behind. I say you learn this game first, so you have the power to replace any female that acts up. You don't learn this, you will be under her fucking thumb, and she will lose respect for you. You guys who get girlfriends, you're not willing to walk away because then you got to go through the whole process. You even saw that shit of being able to replace a bitch. So you're under her mercy. Listen to me, fellas. Listen 100% to what I'm saying. You will be under her mercy. Okay? She will hold the keys to your happiness. And you give the keys to a bitch to your vehicle that you're driving, that's you. I guarantee you she will crash that vehicle. More times than not. And everybody will think that this is the way out and the reason why they gotta listen to me. But when you have a good girl, she'll help you drive that vehicle to the promised land. Help you get to where you need to go. But you guys will run with that. Well, she seemed like a good... You guys will do that. Every last one of you listen to me will do that who are daters. Remember, I've been doing this for a long time. You daters, you don't listen. Most people here will take what I say and it goes out the other ear. Like, how many of you guys learned from what I just read to you a few minutes ago? What did you learn? I'm not just showing off. You should have learned how far your game can go, how much power you can have over a woman. If I can do it, you can do it. Because you could have been as big as goober as I fucking was. Remember I thought I was an alien? I wouldn't believe I was from outer space. Come on, that's crazy. Depeche, how do you keep fine girls outside of clubs? You're East Indian. I get it. I get it. Try online dating the same way you did the last time. It worked last time. It can work again. Outside of that, anytime you go outside your door, look for eye contact. Like I told you, we've already been over this stuff. What you're asking me, we've already talked about. You're the Depeche I had the couple of privates with a long time ago, right? Fizzle, don't allow it to be out there in the first place. Keep it on check by not being so vulnerable. But how do you do that? The way I said, you don't spend too much time with her. 1 or 2 days a week and date other girls so that wiring of the brain doesn't happen. It's not really his heart that's broken. It's his brain is malfunctioning. Okay, it's all coming from his mind. That's why his mind can't stop thinking about her. That one-itis, that's not from the heart. It has nothing to do with the heart. Heart has that to do with sick shit that males create. The abomination that we call love. That's not love. Outside the clubs is online dating. Yep. Outside the clubs is at the grocery store. Jovia talked about dudes that try to pick her up at the gas station, wherever you are. Actually, she did date a guy that she had met at the gas station once, who lived in another town. Okay, I've got a lot of comments I got to catch up on now. If I don't read your comment, I'm sorry. It's because I'm scrolling through. Dime Star. I've been doing what you said and write down my inner beliefs. They no longer serve me and need to go. Good. They all span from my childhood, as they all do, and are deep-rooted. I have something coming out for you. Okay, Phyllis? It's called mindset transformation. I'm going to show you how to change your mindset on this old shit. Jerome King. You don't have that. You don't have that smart black guys. You don't hate that? No, I don't hate smart black guys. I don't understand. Jerome, you fucked up. I can't read what you're saying, man. Women love the tension, Michael says, negative or positive, and the nice guys, they are nervous about it. Jerome, hate. You don't hate that. Smart black guys, no. I need to find more of them. Smart black guys are not that common, except maybe on the internet. Don't think the internet's a real place. When you get off the internet, you go out in the real world. How many do you see? Aside from the family aspect, how much does a woman's friend have an impact on her? A strong impact on her, who she fucks. If her friends don't like you, if they put you down and say, oh, he's not good enough for you, chances are she ain't gonna fuck with you. That's how strong it is. Let's see. Have an impact on her waning, wanting to explore interracial dating. Yeah, that's why a lot of white chicks aren't gonna be fucking black dudes. Their friends will tell them something about black dudes and some myth or some shit like that. Heartbroken equals you're gay/weak. Well, I've had my heart broken, but I'm not gay, Jerome. It happens. True Supreme is like withdrawal and shit. Yes, it is. You're so true. Glad you recognize that. And I lost it. Michael Nolan, you thought you were an alien. Yeah. I actually did. Thought I had an alien gene. I read sci-fi. Of course, I'm identified with that. It was stupid. I was actually in my 20s too. Master the game before settling down. Depeche, sorry, Supreme, just looking for assurance. It's okay, brother. It's okay. With the forum, you got support. Ask the stuff on the forum also. Let's get everybody involved in and turn your head around. Player, I have both ears pierced, and I feel like I look damn good with them. Do you perceive that as feminine? I had both ears pierced too in the game. I look like a black genie because I was going to bring 3 wishes to them in bed. I wish for some good sex. I should hit the Hindu temples to find some good girls. Or Muslim women. You want to find one that's a rebel to the whole Hindu thing. And they're out there. You have more in common. You both can be rebels together. And those are the ones that'll fuck. But they're not going to fuck you over because, you're the same group, same culture. Jerome, hate proving yourself to women for being smart and black. Hey, you don't have to prove yourself, just let it come out. Okay? I can't keep up, fellas. I seriously cannot keep up with your comments, but let me jump ahead. Brofist. Niggers. I hate Muslims. Trump. Okay. Brofist. The reason why I ban you, okay, is because of shit like this now. But I banned you so that you get the message, come back and try to act a little bit more mature. Not immature. Now we can't be friends. I don't want to be your friend if that's what I know you think about me. I'm a nigger. Which doesn't bother, the word doesn't bother me coming from you. Because this nigger did way better than you in the game. And I ruled over white women. You've seen them kissing my feet. And you're white. I'm as you said, a nigger. This nigger ruled white pussy. So you're calling me a nigger don't bother me, man. The Bash Brofist cool down. Yeah, he's gone. I banned him. 25 Jai. Don't think Muslim women date outside their religion. That, I think, could be true, but I think there's some people out there that told me that they've gotten at some Muslim chicks that want to be Americanized. There was an Iranian chick I boned a long time ago. I don't know what religion she was, though. I fucked her once, she blew up my phone, I didn't call her back. What did you do when you're with a chick about to fuck and her pussy stank? Didn't fuck it. That only happened after I fucked that one chick, though. No, not true. Not true. When I was teaching my boy Craig, we put a ad in our local Sacramento News and Review magazine. That's the local newspaper. Everyone has one, where they have the classifieds, all that weird shit. The classifieds in there. We used to read that shit and laugh our ass off. So we had some dudes seeing the company of good-looking woman, and women showed up. Some chubby bitch showed up. We still took her in the bedroom. I tried to warn him. He went down on her. He ate some steak, pussy. Oh, God. Oh, God. We were tossing the bitch. Doing a train. And I got him left. And I told her. I said, there's something going on down there. I think you have... I knew what it was back then. Well, it's yeast infection. Basically, yeast infection. And I said, I can't have sex with you. You tell them. Are you guys afraid to tell women Don't be afraid. That's a sign of a weak male. Okay? Michael, I think that Be Good product, how Rewire. Good girls are like my sister. Eric, finally showed up. Do you have to smile at all with females or their jokes? I want to be stop thinking. I want to be a challenge instead of seeking approval about what about hand to hand? What about hand to hand? It's okay to laugh and joke. I do a little chuckle. Most chicks, their humor is different. I just chuckle a little bit. That was it. That was my laugh. And then I'll go on. If they get a good one off, I laugh. I'm not afraid to laugh. Just because they made the joke. What kind of childish shit is that? "25 Jai, work and Dearborn, largest Muslim community in America, rarely see dating outside their race or religion." Fizzle. If a dude raped you in your ass, would that be man nature? Get your sick ass out of here with that. Oh, Brofist. He's talking to Brofist. I banned him. Dime Star. Also Supreme. Ever since I've applied my player face every morning, girls used to tell me constantly that there's something about me they like. See? He's applying what I said do. 25 Jai. Why is this Brofist? He's mad at me right now. Because he made a bad comment about, girls deserve to be raped by the way they dress. I don't agree with that. He's done it before. He's argued with people. I finally had warned him. I said, one more time, I'm going to ban you. He still kept arguing with people. Then he said that. And I said, it weirds me out. The males in this community, some of you guys, you creep me out. The way you think. That kind of mentality creeps me out. We'll just ignore the whole rape thing. Men that have a lot of sisters can be nice guys. Have you seen Supreme? No. Jerome, why are you blocked? Jerome King. Is all ass good ass? Homeless, crackhead, hookers? Don't know who you're talking to, Jerome. I don't know anything about crackheads. I don't know anything about homeless. I do know something about hookers, but looks like questions are all finished, so I can go out and enjoy my evening. I've been doing this for 2 hours now. Eric Hills, Tony Robbins talks about mirroring people. How can I apply that talking to women? Now you have a good question. Now you've got a damn good question. The question is about mirroring chicks. When you do that, by the way, if you know what Tony's talking about, you already know what I'm talking about with mirroring. So I don't have to be an idiot and explain mirroring. So when you're talking to a chick, you want to mirror her behavior. If she's like this, you go like that. If she's like this, not do it immediately, but eventually you go like that. Okay? That creates a feeling of camaraderie, rapport. Do you massage Jovina? Jovina massages me, but I do massage her every now and then. If she has something real that's hurt. She's my girlfriend. We live together. I've never rubbed her feet, but she has rubbed my feet and actually conditioned and scraped my feet. I rub, like when I'm driving, I touch. I grab her tits, I grab her thighs, I squeeze her thighs. I try to pinch her nipples while she's driving. I'll grab, I'll put my hand on a trap and I'll start pushing on sore, knotted muscle back there. I gotta touch. It's like a sickness for me. So that's how I massage her. I put my finger into some of her knotted muscles where she carries tension. She has asked me, "Hey, can you rub my back for me?" And she'll ask me to scratch her back, and I've scratched her back before. But every night before I go to sleep, as you guys know, she scratches my back. It puts me to sleep. And she'll rub my head, massage my head. It's hard to pull a sister. Depends. Depends. I will say yes, it's hard to pull a sister, though. On a basic note, it can be hard for a brother with no game, no swag to pull a sister. Because sisters have game. Plus, our community is so messed up now. Michael, this odd question, Supreme. Has a woman ever gave you a blowjob while you were eating food? I was sipping coffee at a Denny's restaurant. And I don't recall if my bill came yet. I know that we did it until we were done, though. And the cops came. And that was the tall girl, Susan. Tall Susan, not short Susan. Eric, when I get a girl, I can't wait to touch. LOL. I can't wait for you to touch her either, Eric. Tracy, Supreme. You should get a PS4 and get the game Uncharted 4. Why would you say that to me? You know I'm against video games, right? You know it's one of my pet peeves about black folks. You know, I care about my race. I don't, you know, I'm against it for males who study with me. Because they give it to you to keep your mind occupied. So I'm actually against video games. Or because you like sci-fi by the Xbox 360. You know, my boys, they were addicted for a while. They were able to put it down, except the oldest. He's the most immature. He actually goes to those WWF wrestling stuff. And he's turning 40. He's 39 now. Fuck, I'm old. His mom was 17 when she had him, so yeah. He's my stepson. But he's the most immature of all of them. He's the one that still plays the games. The others, they do it every now and then. When you get to become a man, you kind of put your childish stuff away. You put your kiddie stuff down. You become a man. So if you see a grown-ass man still playing video games, he's not a man yet. He hasn't let go of his kiddie stuff. That goes for, I don't care if you're in your 30s. There's still a little boy inside of him that hasn't grown up yet. Know what games really are. Men, we don't play games like that. But I do play one game. It's called Mahjong. Every now and then. And I still have a bit of a kid in me. A youthful side to me, I should say. A Dime Star. It's a good game, but you should forget that and play life. I agree. But you said it was a good game. That means you played it, huh? A Jazz Love Supreme. Tracy, use the time you take playing Uncharted to work on yourself, dude. Michael, coffee shop. What the fuck? LOL. That's sexual tension right there. How did you do it before cops came? It wasn't a coffee shop. It was a Denny's restaurant. A restaurant. Okay. Low-end restaurant where they serve pancakes and stuff like that at all hours of the day. This was at night. How did I do it before cops came? She was put her head down my lap, start sucking. The couple next to us was the one that when we told the manager. He would come around and I would nudge her. She would sit up real quick. This is a white couple next to us wouldn't rat us out. They're over there. They're over there. Hey, they're over there. Back behind me. How important is patience in the game? I don't have patience in the game, so I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm sorry. I didn't use patience in the game. I'm not waiting for pussy, okay? I know I'd get pussy from somewhere else. I don't believe in waiting. I was never patient. I was impatient. Demanding. So I honestly cannot answer that for you. That Corey guy could probably answer that one that Tracy goes to. You know, how important is patience in the game? He's a dater. Teaches guys how to date. How's a player? Can you see a player waiting a whole 2 months to get some pussy? Even a low-level player. 2 fucking months? Eric, how are you able to get girls to give you head while crying after teasing? Because I own them. And I can tease them. I was shitting on them. If they were crying, it got serious. Okay? When it gets serious, I get serious. And I yelled at them. The main one I think of is Susan. Tall Susan. Bodybuilder Susan. But they've all done it. I want you to move in with me. What do you mean? I'm not moving in. Then it escalates. Then I say something evil. You know, your father never loved you. I knew the shit about them. That's why he would drag you down to Davy Jones' locker. That was a game that they played. Her father was cruel. He would drag her under the water and hold her down there till she almost couldn't breathe. And then he would, because he's a failed pitcher, didn't make it. He would pitch the ball to her till it almost broke her hand. Then I would get really sick. He probably wanted to fuck you, Susan. Even your own father didn't love you. Now, to a girl, that would just tear them up. It would tear her up. I didn't just stick the knife in, I twisted the knife. Like a bitch. That was some bitch asses now that I think about it. Because the women do that shit. Well, I did what they did. Shooting games teach you how to hunt. It's the mind state. You can justify it all you want to, Jerome. I don't really care. If you want to play video games, knock yourself out, man. I just can't get emotional about it anymore. Not that I don't care. I'm trying not to get upset. That's why I say that kind of stuff. You guys want to play your little video games and knock yourself out. I'm glad they didn't have them until I was an adult. And by the way, I don't like to be addicted. I was addicted to the first video games that came out. We wouldn't let our kids play with it. My wife and I wouldn't let our kids play with it because we were so addicted to the first Space Invaders. That's how far back it goes. Atari Space Invaders. Then after that, I was actually 40, in my 40s, when we found number 2, the advanced version of it, back in the early 2000s. And we both would call each other, see what level we got to. I beat the game first, and it was easy for me after that. Then she beat the game. So I know it's like to be addicted. Think about the hours that I put in. I was fucking a lot back then. In between girls coming over, I'm on that game. I had what was called an E-Tower. Don't even think I had a gigabyte of memory in there. May have had, I don't remember. Thizzle. What did you do when women got attached and clingy? Did you cut them off? No. I used it to my advantage. Attached and clingy? Take me to dinner, baby. I loved it. Because I had a weakness inside of me. Okay? Hole in my heart. I need for women to show their love to me. I need to be loved. I just need to be loved. So that's why I was draining women of the love they had. This is one girl put it, I drained her. She has nothing left to give. So I'm showing the dark side to my life as well. And yes, I had a dark side. Very, very dark side. When it comes to learning to hunt, I prefer to go to a rifle range so you're actually familiar with. Thank you, Nathan. Video games don't give you the experience. Thank you. I'm not going to argue with them, though. These guys in the video games, they'll defend themselves. One dude said, the car games teach them how to drive a car better. They will make any fucking excuse. keep doing them damn video games. I'm glad that I broke my addiction, that I didn't get into the shit when it started growing. I am so glad. I hate things that have power over me. That's why. Eric, whenever an attractive female comes near or talks to me, my stomach gets butterflies. Will that ever go away? See, ask yourself, why do you get butterflies? Hold up, fellas, no more comments. Ask yourself, why am I getting butterflies? And I'm going to ask that question right now. Why do you get butterflies? Eric, answer me, okay? Don, went out tonight, got called handsome by some black girl in the club. I didn't pull tonight, but got a coffee date for tomorrow. Damn good. Eric, it went too fast. I'll just ignore that last, because I want one question answered. Don, no lisp, didn't affect me at all. No, lisp didn't affect me at all. He has a very bad lisp. Michael Nolan, it's getting dark. Tell Jovina to turn the light on. Jovina, turn the light on for me. Yeah, I saw it getting dark. I don't want to totally disappear on you guys. So you're improving, Don. That's great, man. So it's nearly gone. Thizzle, yeah, I'm seeing the dark side of you, literally, brother. Now you can see me now, right? You just start to see just the whites of my eyes, my teeth, right? I'm glad I can laugh at that shit too. All my racial issues, things of the past. Dime Star. I always get approached by females. I got jumped once because some jealous guy hated how girls would say they found me attractive. I'm a fighter. I held my own. Good. Knock him the fuck out, Dime Star. Michael, I just wanted to do you job for you there. It's all right. Okay, I've caught up, and I can eject now. Thank you. I'm out of here, fellas. Thanks for the conversation, and hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was a long one. Peace.